Tim Joyce. I'm the retail director, and I run the Old Town School Music Store at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago. As we spoke about before, there's sort of three categories of instruments that we like to talk about here in the store. There's the laminate, the solid top, and then the all solid wood instruments, and that applies across the board to a lot of the stringed instruments that we have here in the store. The instrument we have here is an Oscar Schmidt OM10E, which is a all laminate mandolin. Really good starter instrument. It's what we use again for our rentals and things like that because they're really durable. They're not affected by the weather so much, and it's just a great one to start on. But we'll give you a listen first, and then we can compare the different sounds too, because that's really the most important thing when you're buying an instrument. So that's a laminate mandolin first. So we'll move now to a Kentucky solid top mandolin. It's the KM160, and again, solid top. This is another sort of distinction. The last two we've been playing are called A-style mandolins. These are A-style mandolins that have the F hole. Sometimes you'll see a mandolin that has just an oval hole in the middle right here. And it's just a little different sound than the F style, which we'll get into in a minute. So let's hear the Kentucky solid top. So that, you definitely can hear the sound difference between the laminate and the solid top. And now we'll get into the all solid wood instruments. This is a Weber model, Tony?
This is a Gallatin F model.
Gallatin F model, all solid wood mandolin. And Weber is another one of those sort of smaller makers we've been talking about. They make beautiful instruments. Same stuff applies. This is a spruce top. You're going to get a little different sound out of that. And this is a good example of an F-style mandolin. It's got a few different things. It's got the scroll here. It ends up having a little bit more, surface area on the top, so it sounds a little bit larger. That's debatable. A lot of people debate that question, but we'll give it a listen and see. This mandolin is the Gibson F5 Gold Rush model. It's, again, an F style. It's got a few different appointments, and you can see the headstock. The tuners are a little different. Again, spruce top. The back and sides are flame maple, which is going to give it a really, crisp, bright sound. So we'll give it a listen here.
Since the mandolin is such a small instrument, it's obviously much smaller than a guitar. It's maybe a common misconception that it's not adjustable, and actually mandolin has very, very many adjustment points. Number one is the bridge height can be set with these thumb wheels. You can either raise or lower your strings by these thumb wheels. It's very simple. Just loosen the strings and turn the thumb wheels until you have the proper height. And then also, the necks are very short, and they don't move a whole lot like a guitar, but they still have a truss rod in it, and it is still adjustable. All you do is unscrew the truss rod cover and then adjust the truss rod to the proper amount of bow in the neck that you want. So very much, though they are a small instrument and may seem like there's not many adjustment points on it, there are two very key adjustment points, as there are with guitars. So this here again is the Weber mandolin, the Gallatin F model, and this is a very unique. Again, it has the same adjustment points as the Gibson F5 Gold Rush that I just showed. But this bridge is very different. It adjusts the height by two little screws that you actually screw in on the two sides. And what it does is it drives a wedge that'll either raise the strings or lower the strings. So rather than loosening the tension on the strings, you can just stick the tool in there and raise or lower to the desired action. The advantage of that is you don't have to slacken the strings. You can just kind of on the fly, you can just raise or lower the action, as opposed to the thumb wheels where you have to loosen the strings and it takes a little bit more time. This bridge is unique to Weber instruments, and it's called the Brecky bridge. They came up with the design, and they use it on most of their mandolins.